Welcome back to the channel, and I wanted to take a look at Lufthansa, this being Germany's flag carrier, and what they've been going through of late. It's safe to say that they've been really facing problem after problem. Now, not all is related to their own business and is sometimes out of their own control, but equally, from top to bottom, it's just been a little bit of a struggle. They've been one of the hardest hit companies in recent years when we take a look at the many complexities affecting its operating ability. However, the airline's executive team has arguably emphasized those challenges further, being one of the more public when detailing the struggles that it has experienced. While obviously then painting the airline in a negative manner, it does allow us to truly understand what's happening, giving us a better insight over, say, another company. Now, Lufthansa says it's struggling across important transatlantic markets, facing not just considerable competition from various airlines across key markets, but more on top of that, with the competition leading to a fall in ticket prices. And all of this has meant that the transatlantic operation that is so fundamental to the Lufthansa business is becoming less profitable than it once was, forcing the company to rethink its strategy quite significantly. According to the airline's chief executive officer, also to consider is the development of low-cost airlines, and these ones expanding their network to focus more on holiday and leisure destinations across Europe, which has affected Lufthansa's ability to sell seats, as those types of airlines have become more and more favourable. Ultimately, this major shift, which is only a recent change, does follow airlines within even the United States adjusting their own route network and sending aircraft to markets with greater potential than others, which may affect the respective country they're sending their aircraft to's flag carrier's performance. While Lufthansa should always expect fluctuations in its business and performance across key markets, these developments do come at a time when it is facing much other adversity, which is probably why it is being heightened tenfold. Lufthansa has already announced that it'll be adjusting growth expectations in the future, and I'll give you a spoiler, it's not necessarily in a, say, positive manner, rather cutting that, as it focuses on making sure its operating costs don't continue to balloon out, and, say, sending smaller aircraft to other airlines within the group. Moreover, the airline is facing colossal delays in acquiring next-gen aircraft from not just Airbus but even Boeing, with timelines concluding to be unmet, and painting a fair degree of uncertainty around the strategy to move forward. Lufthansa has stated several times that these delays are costing it hundreds of millions every single month, and it is being forced to not just adjust its flying schedule, but in terms of being more costly, retaining your older, less efficient aircraft to mitigate prospective capacity loss. And while you and I probably adore these larger aircraft, they ultimately would have been removed long ago if the airline was going to be able to get the planes when it wanted them. With so much adversity, Lufthansa executives have been clear about implementing a thorough turnaround plan that focuses on bringing the Lufthansa known and loved back to life, not keeping it in the state that it finds itself in today, which has seen a bit of a reputation that maybe isn't to the heights we once have known it to be. Take a look at reviews, forums, and general public discussion. However, as part of these turnaround plans, flights and aircraft operated will likely be reduced as they look to prioritize their core business and find ways to ensure stability and long-term efficiency. Focus on truly being profitable for the long term. You may recall that Malaysia Airlines was another recent airline that said it would prioritize stability and reduce its route network following its own complexities. Thus, this form of a turnaround has become increasingly popular for airlines facing very similar challenges. The impact, though, overall will always be of a varying degree. Another important thing to consider is Lufthansa towards 2023 and in the early parts of this year experienced quite a lot of turmoil when it came to strike action. We know there were several employee groups that were not happy with the conditions and contracts that they had in their working environment. And yes, strike action ensued, costing the company millions. But what is also important to consider is to cease the strike action, it had to rectify these contracts. And more often than not, that is going to involve a pay rise with additional bonuses, maybe a more relaxed working environment. And while that is fantastic for the employees and certainly what they deserve, on an airline financial front, that's going to increase expenses and quite quickly. So an airline needs to understand how to manage that additional cost to still be profitable and not see its margins slip. That'll conclude today's focus on Lufthansa that is really facing pressures from all angles. I'd love to hear your take on them down below in the comments. Do you believe they'll be able to navigate them? And I guess, how do you see the next few years panning out for them? Obviously still being a major player in our industry, but maybe taking a more backseat role as it tries to sort out various avenues that potentially you'd say have been neglected in recent years. Thanks for watching, take care, be safe, and I'll see you same place, same time tomorrow.